Abstract. Not concrete, existing only in thought or theory. The concept of time is abstract and hard to grasp. Academy. A place of learning, often specialized. She attended a prestigious ballet academy. Access. The ability to use, enter, or approach. Only authorized personnel have access to the data. Accommodate. To provide lodging or space for, to adapt to. The hotel can accommodate up to 200 guests. 100 guests. Accompany. To go along with or be together with. He asked his friend to accompany him to the party. Accumulate. To gather or collect over time. She managed to accumulate a significant fortune. Accurate. Correct and precise. The measurements were accurate to the nearest millimeter. Achieve. To successfully reach a goal or target with hard work. She was able to achieve her dream of becoming a doctor. Acknowledge. To recognize or admit the existence of something. He acknowledged his mistake and apologized. Acquisition. The act of gaining or obtaining something. The company announced the acquisition of a new subsidiary. Adapt. To adjust or modify to fit a new situation or environment. The team had to adapt to the new rules of the game. Adequate. Sufficient or satisfactory. The supplies were adequate to last the entire trip. Adjacent. Next to or adjoining. The two houses were located on adjacent streets. Adjust. To change or modify to achieve a better fit or result. He had to adjust the settings on his camera for better photos. Administration. The process of managing or organizing. The administration of the school worked tirelessly to improve education. Adult. A person who has reached maturity or legal age in most countries. You're considered an adult at 18. Advocate. To support or speak in favor of something. She advocates for animal rights and welfare. Affect. To influence or have an impact on something. The weather can affect people's moods. Aggregate. To combine or total various elements into a whole. The company's profits aggregate to a substantial amount. Aid. Assistance or support. The Red Cross provides aid to disaster victims. Albeit. Although or even if. She agreed to help, albeit reluctantly. Allocate. To distribute or assign resources. The Budget Committee will allocate funds for various projects. Alter. To change or modify. He decided to alter his appearance with a new haircut. Alternative. An option or choice that is different from the usual. She chose an alternative route to avoid traffic. Ambiguous. Unclear or having multiple possible interpretations. The message was ambiguous, and people interpreted it differently. Amend. To make corrections or improvements to something. The author had to amend some errors in the manuscript. Analogy. A comparison between two things for explanation. He used an analogy to explain the complex concept. Analyze. To examine in detail to understand its structure. The scientist will analyze the data to conclude. Annual. Occurring once every year. They celebrate their anniversary on an annual basis. Anticipate. To expect or look forward to. The team anticipates a challenging match ahead. Apparent. Obvious or easily seen. The apparent reason for his absence was illness. Append. To add or attach something. He decided to append an additional section to the report. Appreciate. To recognize the value or quality of something. She appreciated the thoughtful gift from her friend. Approach. To come near or begin a task or conversation. He decided to approach the problem from a different angle. Appropriate. Suitable or proper for a particular situation. The dress code was appropriate for the formal event. Approximate. Close to the actual, but not exact. The approximate time of arrival is 3 p.m. Arbitrary. Based on personal preference or random choice. The selection process seemed arbitrary and unfair. Area. A region or space with defined boundaries. The park covers a vast area of green fields and trees. Aspects. Different facets or elements of something. Let's discuss the various aspects of this problem. Assemble. To gather or put together parts to form a whole. They will assemble the furniture after delivery. Assess. To evaluate or determine the value or quality of. The teacher will assess the student's performance. Assign. To allocate or designate a task or responsibility. The manager will assign specific roles to the team. Assistance. Help or support provided to someone or something. He offered his assistance with the difficult task. Assume. To suppose or take for granted without evidence. I assume he'll be there since he always comes on time. Assure. To promise or make someone confident about something. The manager assured the employees of job security. Attach. To fasten or connect one thing to another, please attach the files to the email before sending. Attain. To achieve or reach a goal or objective. With hard work, she managed to attain her dreams. Attitude. A person's outlook or way of thinking about something. His positive attitude always motivates the team. Attribute a characteristic or quality that belongs to someone or something. Intelligence is an essential attribute for success. Author. The creator or originator of a written work or idea. The author of this book is a renowned novelist. Authority. The power or right to give orders or make decisions. The government has the authority to enforce laws. Automate. To make a process or task operate automatically, they decided to automate the repetitive tasks. Available. Accessible or obtainable. The product will be available in stores next week. Aware. Conscious or having knowledge about something. She became aware of the potential risks involved. Behalf. On behalf of or representing. He accepted the award on behalf of his team. Benefit. An advantage or positive outcome. Regular exercise has many health benefits. Bias. Prejudice or favoring one thing over another. The report was criticized for its bias towards a certain group. Bond. A connection or a physical restraint. The bond between the siblings was unbreakable. Brief. Concise or of short duration. He gave a brief overview of the project. Bulk. The majority or a large quantity. They buy their office supplies in bulk to save money. Capable. Having the ability or skill to do something. She is a capable leader who can handle challenges well. Capacity. The maximum amount that something can hold. The stadium has a seating capacity of 50,000 people. Categories. Groups or classes based on shared characteristics. The books are organized into different categories. Cease. To stop or come to an end. The rain should cease by the afternoon. Challenge. A difficult task or situation requiring effort. Climbing the mountain was a real challenge. A pathway or means of communication. The news is delivered through various media channels. Chapter. A section of a book or a specific period of time. We will discuss this topic in the next chapter. Chart. A visual representation of data or information. She created a chart to illustrate the sales data. Chemical. Relating to substances with distinct properties. The scientists studied the chemical composition of the compound. Circumstance. A particular situation or condition. The decision was made due to the circumstances at hand. Cite. To mention or refer to as evidence or support. He will cite several sources to back up his argument. Civil. Polite or relating to the citizens of a country. The debate remained civil, with respectful discussions. Clarify. To make something clear or understandable. The teacher clarified the confusing concept. Classic. A work of art or literature with enduring popularity. Romeo and Juliet is considered a classic tragedy. Clause. A specific provision in a legal document or contract. The lease agreement included a pet clause. Code. A set of rules or laws governing conduct or behavior. The software developer wrote the source code. Coherent. Clear and logically consistent. Her presentation was well structured and coherent. Coincide. To occur at the same time or place as something else. Our vacations happened to coincide this year. Collapse. To fall down or break down suddenly. The building's roof collapsed during the storm. Colleague. A person with whom one works, typically in a profession. She discussed the project with her colleagues. Commence. To begin or start something. The meeting will commence at 9 a.m. sharp. Comment. To express an opinion or remark. He made a thoughtful comment on the issue. Commission. A fee paid for services or the act of assigning a task. The artist received a commission for the portrait. Commit. To dedicate or pledge oneself to a cause or action. She decided to commit to regular exercise. Commodity. A raw material or product that can be bought or sold. Oil is an essential commodity in the global market. Communicate. To convey information or ideas through language. We can communicate through email or phone. Community. A group of people living in the same area or sharing common interests. The community came together to support local businesses. Compatible. Able to exist or work together harmoniously. The software should be compatible with different devices. Compensate. To provide something, typically money, as a form of payment or reward. The company compensated its employees for overtime work. Compile to gather or collect information and create a single document or database. She will compile a report based on the research findings. Complement. To enhance or complete something by adding to it. The new furniture complements the overall decor of the room. Complex, intricate, or having many interconnected parts. The engineering project was quite complex and challenging.